Hello there guys, welcome back. This is going to be me talking about the Under the Witching Tree book by Corinne Boyer. Oh, that's interesting. And a folk grimoire of tree lore and practicum. There's a little signed piece of paper with the Rowan charm on the front. As you can see, I got the hardback. Again, with the Rowan charm, this is, if you don't recognise the symbol on the front, it looks a lot like a Brigid symbol as well, but it's actually like the Rowan tree cross with rowan berries all the way around. If you paid for the even more expensive bits, you got like a free Rowan charm, but given the price of the even more expensive version, I was like, hey, no. So I think this is not the basic version. I think this was the next one up. And I pre-ordered this some time ago, and I've been very excited to get my hands on this book. I saw the video that she made and I was like, all the yes to this book. From Troy Books. They're UK based, although they ship worldwide. I can't actually remember the price of this book. I've got a feeling it's around 28, but you know what, we'll check. We will check for purposes. Come on. There are other books on here that I really want. Right, yes, so I got that one. Okay, the very basic. Oh, I must have got the very basic one. I got the standard hardback edition, which was £27 and £3.50 UK P&P. I thought I had ordered the special edition. I will check that in case I've been sent the wrong one. Anyway, there was a delay to them shipping out, which I guess is possible and happens quite a bit at this time of year. I've had it happen with a number of things around this time of year, around the festivities. I got an Oracle card deck that I paid for in October. I'm pretty sure it was October, it might have even been earlier, which is around the same time I think that I pre-ordered this. So this was a bit late. That one's even more late. The Oracle cards are even more late. Right, so this is the first in a trilogy. I've been very interested. I will definitely purchase, I believe, depending on what they're actually about, but I imagine so, because they're all about tree and plant and folklore. All three in the trilogy. So, this book is a special limited edition of 300 examples, and mine is number 85, which coincidentally is the year of my birth. There you go. So, this is the title page. It is split into The Black Medicines of Autumn, An Altar of Winter Charms, Springtime Forest Rites, The Dear Sorceress of Midsummer. In the autumn section there is elder, hazel, rowan, apple and walnut. In the winter section there is yew, pine, holly, spruce, western red cedar. In spring there is birch, willow, alder, blackthorn, cottonwood, poplar, aspen. In midsummer there is hawthorn, oak, ash, linden and maple. The next page has specific recipes and charms within the book, and the pages to which you can find these bits on, which I really love. And then there is a photo plates between pages 144 and 145. So let's show those. Gorgeous. I believe, yeah, they're all black and white. Dead in the centre of the book. But it's really nice in that, like, some of these are witchy. So this is a linden sweeping tool here. Oak cleave, an ash charm to keep away fire here. A divination incense with a crow skull in, so that's immediately my kind of imagery. A charm of cedar, raven and deer, and charms made from crosses of yew with quartz. So I love all of this because it gives image examples of and then you have the Rowan cross, for which you've got the picture on the front. It gives you examples of witchcraft, very hedge witch based craft. There are images with charms with animal parts in the centre, a crow skull, animal fat, and a rabbit foot, so they are in here. So initially I thought this was going to be one of these books that I sat and read start to finish. It's not one of those books. I'd been waiting very, very excitedly for this, and I'm not disappointed. It's a very good book. There's only one thing that put me off, which is in the beginning was kind of a snark about New Age witchery, and I kind of felt like the book didn't need that at all. I was like, well, if you want to go back to the roots of things and the truth of things, and you want things to be taken seriously, then just show that in your work. You know, you don't need to make snarks at New Age anything. So what I actually did, and you can see some of the gorgeous artwork here, and is I went and picked the trees that I felt most drawn to first and had a read through. So there tends to be a descriptive element, there tends to be a folk lore and folk medicine element, and then a personal practice, followed by certain recipes or charms or things. So for elder, we have an elder tree charm for second sight, then we have a recipe for elderberry mead, and then an elderflower ointment, and then you have again the print here. So this, I feel like, given that it's divided into seasonal energies, and the trees are divided up into the seasons, which is very English based, by the way. It feels very European based. So if you are living in other places of the world, now for example, excuse me, if you're living in Australia, it's clearly not going to have the Australian native trees. You know, the native trees feel very European. I live in Europe, so it kind of speaks to me, and I sort of went and picked the trees that I feel closest to see what was in there about them. So I've had a look at silver birch, I've had a look at the thorns, the hawthorn and the blackthorn. I had a look at yew and rowan, and those are the ones I went to first and foremost. And the folklore is good and interesting. I love the presentation of here is a charm and here's a recipe, and it's a very, very interesting book. It's very, very good. It's, I would say, a must purchase in tree lore and working with trees. I wish there was more. Given the amount of trees, this is, you know, this is it. I want more, but it is part of a trilogy, so I'd be interested to see what the other two books are on. But I don't think that's necessarily a criticism, because I was reading it thinking, I want more, I want more. I really enjoyed the writing style, I enjoyed the presentation, I enjoyed the photographs, I enjoyed the sort of instructional element to it. It's not couched in too much, there's not any sort of overtly flowery language to do with things, which sometimes appears in witchcraft books and can be off-putting. This is very matter of fact, very traditional, very to the point, but very, very magical. And I absolutely adore it. I absolutely do. So 100% go get this book. It's just It's wonderful, but it is a dip book. I think it's more of a. I feel like reading a little bit more about this tree today, so then I just open up and have a read. Now, if you're studying the Ogham, which by the by, going forward into January, I'm going to get back and I'm going to do the Shadow Ogham. Wanted to do that this year, it just got completely sidetracked, and it's something that I really want to do and properly invest in, so I will look at doing that going forward. But if you're reading around the Ogham, you're learning about trees, you're connecting with trees, you want to read a little folklore and see what someone else's practice involves, this is perfect. It's really good. It's really good. It's also a beautiful, I love it. You know how the Troy books are all friggin' gorgeous? Well, it's another gorgeous book. I love it. I feel kind of studious with these hard books. I don't know why that is. You feel more studious when they're hard books. I don't know. Paper quality is gorgeous. Hard book back is, you know, solid. It's beautiful reds. Very Rowan red at the start and end. So, absolutely 100% love. Definitely. Absolutely. Right, so that is Under the Witching Tree. If you have any more questions, pop them down below. And that's it for this particular review. Many blessings.